Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. So happy to be here with you tonight. We're going to make a fun layout with the Hit the Road collection. We had so much fun this past Friday at my virtual crop, and this is the collection that I used, the Hit the Road collection. And you can see all of the pieces here: the paper pack, the stickers, the embellishments, and the border punch, and then the three mini punches that are road signs. That is the Hit the Road collection. Still available. The Buy It All bundle has already ended. It ended at, oh no, I'm sorry. It doesn't end until April 18th at noon. So you still have time to get the Buy It All bundle for 10% off. You get everything you see here at 10% off. And that's true for all of our collections when they first come out. The first couple weeks, you get 10% off if you buy everything in the bundle. So you can hop over to my website just by hovering over this QR code here up in the corner and check out the Buy It All bundle. So that's what we're going to be using tonight for our layout. I'm excited. I used it this past Friday night at my virtual crop and had so much fun with it. It is such a cute collection, and I'll show it here to you in just a second. Just a couple other things I wanted to talk about before we get started on our project. Don't forget, I have a summer fun crop coming up on Saturday, June the 7th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the Manor in Xenia. I would love for you to join me. It's just $25 to register. You get your own table, and that has great lighting for you. It's got your cup holder, and you also get a little cart sitting next to your table to use for the day for all of your supplies. So register with me on my Venmo or PayPal, or send me an email and I will send you my address so you can mail me a check. But we're going to have so much fun hanging out all day, and it's a house that we will be cropping in. That's been turned into a retreat home. And so it has a full kitchen. So we'll have, we'll each bring something to share for lunch and dinner, and we'll just have a great time hanging out together. It is limited to 10 people. So the first 10 people to register will be able to attend. So grab your friends. June the 7th, it's a great time to stay in the air conditioning, out of the heat, and crop with your friends all day. So be sure and register. And let's take a look here at my calendar. My next Friday night virtual crop is April the 25th, and then after that is May 30th. So mark your calendars for those two Friday night virtual crops coming up, April and May. I would love for you to attend. My next all-day virtual crop is August the 2nd. So mark your calendars. I know that you like to get all of your crops. Some people like to get all of their crops on their calendars for the year so they know what is coming up and where they're going to be cropping. So there we go. We have some virtual crops for you and an in-person all-day crop coming up. Great news. I got my Escape bundles in last week. They are beautiful. I love this collection. It's so great for all of those tropical vacations you're going to take, or trips to the beach, things like that. It's such a beautiful collection. And you get everything you see here: the paper pack, the borders, the stickers, the embellishments, the mat pack, and that tote or that pod. I love my pod, and you can see it right behind me here on my counter. It is huge and it is so cute. The inside is a pretty yellow color, and then all of these decorations on the front are little suns, and it says Creative Memories, and then it has a place for a business card holder to put your name in. It is an awesome pod. So let me know if you'd like that. They are $128 for this bundle. And then there is a coordinating album, and that is $40. So let me know if you are interested. I still have some of those bundles left. All right. I think that's all of the announcements. So let's get to it. Let me jump over to the chat and say hi real quick before we start on our project. Hey, Jenny, thank you for saying hi. If you're jumping on, I'd love to know you're here and where you're joining from. That's always fun to know where in the world you are watching from. All right, so let's jump over here and we'll get a closer look at this Hit the Road collection. Like I said, the Buy It All bundle is still available. Hey, Margie. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Sue Ellen. Thanks for saying hi. So this is the border punch, the road trip border punch, and I used this over the weekend. We were making sketches at my Friday night virtual crop, and these are the sketches from the Creative Memories virtual crop, which was last weekend. And I used this punch in one of my layouts for these sketches. And so I'm just going to share with you what I did. You're going to recognize this layout because we made this together last week. So on Friday night, I had this laying here from last Wednesday, and I thought, well, I'll just use the one with the mountains at the top for my sketch. And let me just move these out of the way here, off to the side. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. This is not the one I used the road trip punch for. Sorry. But now that we have it here, that's okay. So this is one of the 2-page layouts I made. This was from sketch number 4. So basically they give you 4 sketches for the Creative Memories virtual crop, and then you design your own layout based on that sketch. And so they have this big 6x11 piece over here on the sides that you see in white, and they had a border across the top. So that's why I decided to use this one. It has the mountains at the top, so that's my border. And then they have a border across the bottom. So I used this cute sticker from the Hit the Road collection. I love all these little cars, especially the station wagon. It reminds me of the one we had when I was growing up. So this is layout number 1 with Hit the Road that I made for the Creative Memories virtual crop sketch. Now let's talk about the one that I made with this punch. Let me grab this one. So this is the layout that I made for sketch number 1. And they have a 1-page layout for sketch number 1, but we made it into a 2-page layout. And this is what my layout looks like for sketch number 1 with Hit the Road collection. I just love these little cards. So this was one of the designer papers in the collection. I just love those little cars. So I wanted to showcase them in the center of my layout. And then I used the punch down here at the bottom, which was fun. Think of it like your Cricut doing different layers. So I punched it out in green first, and then I punched it out again in blue and red to make the different color cars. I think I am going to punch it out in a different color, probably yellow, and use yellow for this car here. It just blends in with the trees, and I want it to stand out. So I'm going to make that one yellow just to bring the yellow in from other places on the layout. So there we go. And you may recognize the clouds that I used here. We made those last Wednesday together, and I decided to use that look again. I just love the way that looks. And my friend Gail, she said, why don't you just chop, trim off the bottom of your clouds with your trimmer to make it flat so that you can lay it against this piece of green. So I just laid my circle border in my trimmer and trimmed off the bottom, not even a ½ inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch off the bottom to make it flat on the bottom and lay nicely against this piece of green. So great suggestions, Gail. I think we made a great border together. I appreciate your help. So this is my layout with road trip border punch. And then my third layout, I usually don't get all 4 finished because it's a lot to do in the 6:30 to 10 that we're together. But I usually get around 3 layouts done. And this is sketch number 2. And I did leave this as a 1-page layout. I just love this paper with the cars, so I wanted to use that. And then I used up some pieces on the top and the bottom. And then this is a sticker border that comes with the Hit the Road collection in the stickers. So fun decorating this layout. I really like the way that it turned out. And I love the embellishments for Hit the Road. I'm going to bring this way up here. They are embossed. So if you can't see or if you can't tell, eat here is raised. It's embossed, so it's raised up. It's really cute. They have some really cute embossed embellishments in the collection. Detour is also embossed. The Detour letters are raised. So lots of fun with these cute embellishments. And then let's see. So I did number 1, I did number 2, I did number 4. I did not do sketch number 3. That was the one that I did not do. But in the Hit the Road collection, this is one of the paper. No, not this one. Let me show you here. Let me grab these. I think it's on the back of this. Nope. Look at this cute paper. I mean, it's just adorable. With the license plates and the swervy roads and pretty reds and blues. Okay, now I had one more piece of it. Where did it go? Here, it's the yellow, I think. Yeah. So I took this one that has the scenic on it with the clouds and the hills and the mountains and the trees and the road. And I cut it in half down the center and laid that on, I adhered that on a piece of white cardstock, something left over from a previous collection that I've used up. I grabbed a couple of pieces of the cover page from the paper packs and used that as my base. I cut that piece in half and laid half on the left and half on the right in the center so that the road comes together in the center. And then I found this great mat in the mat pack. Wherever you go with all your heart and a full tank of gas. And so I thought that would look really pretty here in the center. Then I cut one of the pieces of the paper that has the license plates on it in half and laid that on either side of my scenic in the middle. So that was a fun layout to make with one of these scenic pieces of paper. And this was not one of the sketches. So I did go a little rogue during our Friday night virtual crop, but that's okay. That's what it's for, is to have fun making pages with your supplies. So that was another layout that I made on Friday night. So this is what I have left. I have a couple pieces of the one with the swervy road on it and red on the other side, and then the yellow, and then one piece of the license plates with the blue on the other side. So these are the pieces that I have left. So we have plenty tonight to make a layout together. All right. So that is how I've used up my collection so far. And tonight we're going to make another collection or another layout together. So don't forget that on the cover page, you have the coordinating cardstock. So if you need to use a piece of cardstock, you've got the colors right there on what matches the collection. So tonight, what I thought I would do is I'm going to take the swervy road and I'm going to cut off the top portion of it. I like the top portion. I'm just not figuring out how to decorate this with the swervy road on it. So I'm going to take the top portion and we're going to piece some things together. Again, we're going to use some leftovers from a previous paper pack. I've got 2 cover sheets here from previous paper packs. So be sure and hang on to those because they are safe to use in your scrapbooks. They are scrapbook safe, unless it is a paper pack that the cover page has kind of that shiny coating on it. Then that is not scrapbook safe. So you don't want to use it for your layouts. But these do not. These are a matte finish. They don't have any kind of coating on them, so they are safe to use in my scrapbooks. All right, so let me get all of this out of the way, and we're going to start with this piece here, and we're going to cut off the mountains and the sky and the leaves because that's the part that I like. I like that top portion. And I'm just going to use my sight guide to line it up so I cut right on that line. It's got that black line down the center that shows me exactly where I'm cutting. And this is in everybody's trimmer. People are always amazed when I pull these out. Well, mine doesn't have that. It does. All of our trimmers have these 2 great sight guides that have the black line down the center that are showing you where your blade is cutting. So be sure and use those. They tuck right up here at the top and they stay in there secure. So that's probably why you haven't seen them yet, but they are there. And then you can just pull them out and use them to line up where you want to cut. So it looks like I'm good here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. We're going to put that at the top of our layout. We're going to do that with both of these. I'm going to trim that sky. I just love the way that looks. And I want that decorating the top of my layout. There we go. And, there's different ways that you can assemble strips of paper together to make a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I could lay them together and use an anchor on the back of our layout, but I'm just going to use a 12 by 12 white tonight. That's just easier to adhere it all to this white piece than versus trying to adhere them all together. Because I'm not sure what size actually. We're putting this together. We're creating this together tonight. So I'm not sure exactly how wide I'm going to make my other strips of paper that we're going to put on here. So we're making this up as we go along. I like to use my photo tape for these bigger pieces. I get a nice consistent piece of adhesive on here. And I feel like it's easier to adhere it to my page when I use the photo tape because I can expose just a little bit of the photo tape and get my piece lined up. And the only thing that's going to stick down is that little area. And so if I need to pull it up, it's not as hard as if this whole big side stuck down. Then I would have to try to pull up that whole side. So I'm going to get it lined up. I just have this little piece right here that's stuck down right now. This isn't adhered to my page. And then I'll just pull the rest of the backing off and line it up. So it just gives me a little bit more control, peeling off a little portion of it. So now it's down. It's nice and straight. It's a strong tape, so it's going to stay on there. And of course, it's acid and lignin free, so it is photo safe. All right, same thing. Going to just peel back a little corner of this and adhere it down to my white backing, my base page, my base piece of paper. Get it lined up first and then press this little corner down. Pull the rest of the backing off. Make sure it's lined up. There we go. Nice. All right. So there we go. We've got this cute cloud scene at the top with the hills or mountains, whatever you want to call them. And now we're going to adhere additional things. I mean, you could just use white and put some photo mats here and be done. We could just flip over this red. We cut off the top part on this side, right? We could just flip this over and adhere this to it and be done. It's totally up to you. I just want to use several different designer papers here because I like them all. So I want to be able to use the front and the back of all of these. So I'm going to cut a couple strips of the license plate out, and I want to make sure I get a good amount of the license plate. But again, I want to do red, a strip of red, a strip of blue, and a strip of the license plate. And so let's, oh gosh, let's think math now. Oh man, Sue Ellen, you got to help me. So this top strip is 3.5 inches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 inches left. Yes. So I like the license plate the best. Let's see what three rows, 4 rows. Let's see. Let's do 4 rows of the license plate because this one's kind of chopped off at the top. So we go. Let me measure that and see what that is. 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 inches comes right. So about 2.25 inch. Or 2, there we go. 2 and what is that? 5/8. Okay. So 2 and make sure I get the same here. Same width. And because this one was cut off at the top, I wonder if I'll just cut. What I'll do is I'll use that as my blue. We're going to go a little bit more here so that I'm not cutting on the license plate. I'm cutting in between. And we can use our sight guides again to make sure that we're cutting right in between those license plates because it is a very narrow distance between them. And now we'll have 2 with full license. There we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, very good. I'll just double check with my sight guide here. There we go. Very good. Okay, so now I'll just cut another piece of this for the blue. For the back side, we'll use the back side. There we go. Wonderful. So now we've got our blue and our license plates. And let's cut a strip of red as well. And let's see how much we need. So if we lay our license plate down, and I'm not sure which order I'm going to put these in yet. There's our license plate. There's our blue. And we need, that's what's great about these 13-inch mats. When you lay your base page down here and design on the mat, you can use the measurements on the side. So I need a 1, 2, 3, and the line after the half, so 7/16. Okay. So 3.5. I think I'll do 3 and 3 1/4. 3 3/4, I mean, so that it's overlapping. Okay, so let's do 3 1/4 and 3 3/4. Very good. Okay, so we can move this one off of here. Let's see what we have. So here's our red. Here's our blue and our license plate. Nice. There's our red. And let's lay it in a different order on this side, just so we can decide which order we like. So do we like blue and then the license plate and then the red? Solid and then the license plate and then the red? I think that is what I like. I like the license plates in the middle. And then we get to use these beautiful papers. Sometimes it's hard to decide which side of your designer paper to use. And tonight we're just going to use them all. We're going to make a strip. There we go. Oh, how fun. Okay, very good. Let's get one of these down together. I'm going to use my photo tape again. Hey, Janice, thank you for watching. Thanks for saying the layouts look great. Hey, Gail, I'm glad you made it. Okay, so we have the blue, we have the license plate, and we have the red. I mean, it's a great way to use up your scraps. It's a great way to have a variety of paper patterns and colors on your layout. And I ran out of my tape, so I'm just going to grab my regular adhesive. No worries. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to butt these up right up against each other. That way it's helping us get them on here straight. We just line them right up to each other and then line it up with the edge. There we go. Same thing as I did with the first one. I like to pull just that little piece back. There we go. So there's the blue. And here is the license plate. Let's make sure we get it in the right direction. Lined up with the edge. Lined up next to your paper. There we go. And then last but not least, our red. This one is going to overlap a little bit, and I'm going to tuck it under the license plates. I did make it a little bit longer. Oh, I may just have to put it on top. That's fine. No worries. It's not overlapping that much. Just going to be real careful with this because I've just got regular adhesive on it. So I want to make sure I get it lined up before I press it down so I don't have to try and pull it back up. Okay, there we go. Awesome. I love it. All right, now we have a cute little, we have one more. I've used them all. We've got a sticker border, which you always get in your sticker pack, there's 3 sets of stickers. There's always a set of border stickers. There's always a set of sayings and then some icons. So these are the standard types of stickers that you get in our sticker packs. So you get this whole variety of stickers that are great to layer together on your layouts. And then, so I was going to put the wavy road. I know we had a wavy road going down the middle, but I'm just going to put a little itty bitty wavy road right here at the top to cover up. I'm going to lay it this way, right on the seam between my mountains and my blue. Just down enough to at the top of the blue. The downward part of my wave here is right at the top of the blue. There we go. How fun. How cute. How cute. All right. Oh, I don't have the other one. Okay. So there we go. So we have our strips of paper down and we have a fun little sticker here. And then we'll lay our photos. Let me grab my mats here. So let's see if we're going to do, I want to see all of these fun colors. So I've got 2 4x6. I could do 3. I could probably squeeze 3 4x6 in here. It does cover up my whole center though with my license plates. So what if we did, sorry, I've got to grab my, there we go. This is the size I was looking for. What if we did 4x4 pictures? These little placeholders are awesome, and they are made from cardstock. So you can use them when you're making your layouts like we do together on Wednesday nights. And to get an idea of where your pictures are going to go. But then you can just also use them for your photo mats. And they come in all of these sizes. So 4x6, 4x4, 3.5 by 3.5, 3x3. So there's 2 different, oh, this is different size. 3.5 by 5.5. Those are the 4x6. And then there's one that's real tiny ones. I'm going to open these 3x4s, and they're called photo placement mats. And they're like a little notepad. They are adhered together, but they just pull off. And you can lay them down and decide where you want your pictures, which I like the way this looks. We could do maybe 4x4 on each side, do a 3x4 here, have a little title right here. Or do journaling right here, have a title up here on the blue. Oh, looking good. It's looking good. Now, I could do, some round pictures up here. It just depends on how much you want to cover up at the top. But you definitely could get more pictures on. And there's always your peekaboo pockets where you can do some layering and fun. What do they call that? Well, layering, I guess, so that they're, easy to pick up and flip around, and it makes it a fun experience to look at that page. So There we go. We have our fun layout. Oh, let's take a look at these embellishments. I had mentioned them before. They are embossed. So if you can see Route 66 right here, that 66 is raised and it's really cute. So you of course want to do some fun embellishing on your page. And then they have also, I love our um, shiny little arrows in this collection. Sometimes they're buttons, but they're flat. So they're not going to cause you to have, like an indentation on your pages because they're too bulky and hard, like a jewel sometimes is. Our little guys are flat, so they lay nicely in all your pages. And then in the embellishments, there's also some fun journaling boxes. And not all of the embellishments are embossed. So you do have some that are flat. So it's a variety. So you have a mixture of both. And so that's fun. Here's a fun little station wagon. So lots of great, and they just look they look a little Western to me. They look, like from the 70s. I don't know how to describe it, but all the little road stops and stuff. That's what it looks like to me. That's the style it looks like to me. Some of these embellishments, which I just love. I just think that's so cute. Enjoying the journey, stuck in traffic. So fun little embellishments in the Hit the Road collection that are going to look great. I think maybe we need a different color here since we are blue. We'll put some brown in there. So you can have fun creating some clusters with these guys and decorating your layouts with these cute little guys. Now I'm just laying them out so you can see them. But this reminds me, this just looks like Vegas to me. Motel, rest easy. It just looks like something out west. I just love it. So take a look at these. They're really adorable embellishments. Little coffee. We need a little coffee to keep going on our road trip. Fun stuff. So there we go. All right. Well, ladies, let me jump back over here to the chat and catch up with everybody. So let me scroll back up here. So I said, I see Jenny and Margie and Dawn. Hi, Pam, and everyone had a late dinner, but now I'm ready to scrap. Yay. Awesome, Dawn. Hi, Pam. Dawn had a question. When you get a chance, does the temporary adhesive become permanent or is it always temporary? So our adhesive, the repositionable, is not temporary. It is a permanent adhesive. It's repositionable because they call it repositionable because it's the little dots and it is easier to pull up after you've placed it down and reposition it someplace else on your layout. But once you leave it there, it does stay there. So it's not a temporary adhesive. It is permanent. So it's a great adhesive to use for small pieces. I love the repositionable for things like that, where you have a small piece or you have a piece that has a lot of open space in it. It's great just to run that along those pieces. But yes, it is a permanent adhesive. Thanks for asking that, Dawn. Hey, Janice. And hey, Rita, nice to see you. And Judy, thank you for saying you're loving my layouts. Thank you so much. I had a blast making them, and we just always have so much fun at our Friday night virtual crops. So making the layouts and talking with ladies, that's just the best way to start my weekend. So I hope you guys will join us on April 25th is the next one. We'd love for you to scrap with us. And Sue Ellen said, replying to Jenny, oh, hi, Jenny. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching tonight. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you all next Wednesday for another layout. I've been working on my calendar albums, so I think we need to jump back into that so we can finish up for me. Gosh, so we can finish up 24 and start 25. Um, so I'm behind on 25 because I'm trying to finish 24. It happens. Oh, well. But yeah, we'll do that next week. We'll work on our calendar albums together, so if you wanna plan for that. And then, next week will be let me just let me just grab my calendar. Next week is the 23rd already. Oh my goodness, it's 23rd. So next week will be my last f- Wednesday night Scrap Your Stash for a couple weeks because we are going on vacation. So I'll see you next week, and then after that, I will see you on the 21st of May. So just to give you a heads up, I will be um, not be here for those several weeks. But I hope you guys will continue working on your scrapbooks. And I can't wait to see some beautiful pages from you guys. And I will see you all on the 25th for our Friday night virtual crop. So you guys have a great rest of your week and have a great weekend. And I will see you next Wednesday. Good night.